It was all shaken up in the last round of the ATV National Motocross Championship. Joel Hedrick got out front early at his home race and checked out from the battles behind him. But then his Honda started to slow, and Chad Wienen made the move as Hedrick's machine came to a halt. Behind them, Thomas Brown made late moves to make it a Yamaha 1-2. Hedrick tried to bounce back in moto number 2, getting into a battle with Wienen. Finally was able to make the move with some spectacular action that the fans were absolutely loving. Meanwhile, Jeffrey Rastrelli went for a wild ride while battling for a podium position. Hedrick would go on to win the second moto, but the machine problems in Moto 1 would cost him dearly in points. And as Wienen not only takes the overall win, but the points lead coming into today's race at RedBud in Michigan. RedBud is open for business. Been a wild 2020 season in all forms of motorsports, really sports in general. But really glad we're able to get this one in. This is a rider's favorite track, just about every one of them if you were to quiz them. And as usual, we have all the classes from the youth divisions all the way up to the pros, ready to dig into this rich, sandy soil they brought over here to the RedBud track to make it so raceable. Here's Brogan Geyer's machine, Brandon Hogue, 26. Those riders are on the move. Wesley Wolf as well. Really, that's a theme this year. The kids are really knocking on the door for podiums and wins. That's Troy Hill. It's his machine out of Oklahoma. And you got the Mickelson brothers. Hayden and Noah, their teammates with your defending series champ on the number 1, Joel Hedrick. There's the other Mickelson machine of Hayden. Nick Janusa, been riding very strong as of late on his machine. A couple other riders to watch, Alan Myers and the Ford brothers, Cody and Bryce. And Bryce was able to put it on the podium in our last race in Pennsylvania. Let's catch up with the number 4.
I'm really excited for these first and second motos today. The track, it looks like it's going to get really rough, and I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully I can get on another podium and keep it going. Hopefully I can get a second this time to better last weekend. Maybe even a win. I'd be happy with a third though for sure, but it's always nice getting on the podium.
Wow, okay. Podiums are good, but he wants to be great. Same thing with this man, Thomas Brown, always a contender. It is now his last season. He has announced it. He'd like to get a win.
You know, super stoked to be here. It's one of the best tracks on the circuit. I think it's just about everybody's favorite. It's definitely my favorite. Excited for the sand, man. It's already rough. Yesterday's Friday practice was nasty. So hopefully we get more of that track today, and it just keeps getting nastier throughout the day, you know. One back here in the past, and hopefully we can keep that going. You know, it's been a year, 2 years since my last win here, but man, I like the rough. It's going to get nasty. I think it's going to be pretty warm out today, so it's going to be a test, and I'm excited for it. Really ready to rip and let it hang out in both motos.
Okay, so the tough Texan, he's shown some speed this year. Can he translate his podiums into wins? What about your championship combatants, Chad Wienen? Joel Hedrick will be right back. ATV Motocross on MAV TV is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. Where is everybody? Get ready. Learn this racetrack with practice and qualifying at RedBud. Joel Hedrick needs a bounce back. Man, just beset by bad luck. Too fast. But Chad Wienen now has the red backgrounds on his 44. He's the points leader. Hedrick had to hand the red backgrounds over. His bike broke while leading in our last race in Pennsylvania. There is Thomas Brown airing it out. Alan Myers, and stylish with the long hair and throwing that Yamaha sideways. Brandon Hogue, he's been a podium level rider this year. Good to see the likes of him and Myers and Ford here, showing that the young kids can mix it up with the veterans. But you got Nick Janusa kind of stuck in the middle. Not one of the old guys, not one of the young guys. He's got style though, and I like that with the old school heel clicker. This is Wolf, showing you just how rough this track is getting. There's Noah Mickelson on the 100. Wes Lewis in the 79. Cody Ford of the number 5 through the Spring Creek Sand Whoops. It's fun to hear Brogan Geyers putting the power down. Troy Hill off the ski jump. There's Hayden Mickelson airing it out. Bryce Ford, your fastest in qualifying today, yeah. Kid's making huge strides. See if he can mix it up with the likes of Chad Wienen, who has won the last 2 races and now has the points lead back.
Track conditions are really good. I really favor when the tracks get rough, and it'll be tough out there to decide on like how the lines are going to shape up. There's like right now it seems like there's one dominant line around the whole track right now, but just try to get a good start. And my preparation's been good. It's been riding at home, not necessarily sand there, but and going to Walnut and riding a couple times and just getting more acclimated to the sand. And I got a new machine this weekend, and I got my setup the way I like it right now. So I'm gonna try to go out there and get a good start and run the front pace. And you know, I gotta keep my throttle on, and you know, we just gotta keep plugging away and just enjoy the ride.
Chad trying to fight back and reclaim the title from the rider he lost it to last year. Let's see if Joel Hetrick can bounce back today at RedBud. The championship drama continues. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. Riders headed to the gate for the first moto here at RedBud. Packing in those start gates, trying to get traction. Joe Hetrick looks like it's fired up today. Nick Janusa on the extreme inside, going to run our Rocky Mountain ATVMX on board. Bad jump for Janusa. Brandon Hogue has got the whole shot as Hetrick and Wienen. A little bit of contact there. Janusa right behind Alan Myers, about mid-pack. So this is awesome. Let's see what the kid can do. We've seen it a few times this year where some of the upstarts get up front. Can they run the pace of the established stars? Bryce Ford has shown in practice today he's got that kind of speed right behind Wolf. So Brandon Hogue has the lead. Hetrick rolling up on him from second. Whoa, mistake from Wolf. It's going to help Ford. Trying to make the pass on the outside. I think he has it. As we hit the tabletop, head to the other half of this RedBud course. Look at this battle. Wienen has gotten around Hetrick and around Hogue. And Hogue got that thing. You got to get the weight off the back in those rollers, but too far off the back. And that allows Hetrick to get around him as well. So we've got a great battle shaping up. Hetrick versus Wienen. Headed up the famous Larocco's Leap. Ford trying to make some things happen in traffic. Look at Thomas Brown around the outside of Hogue. Things are happening quickly for the youngster. Really wanted to see what he could do, but this is not what he wanted to have happen. These 3 got around him quickly. And this will be fun to watch. Wienen versus Hetrick on a rough racetrack here at RedBud. Maybe the calm before the storm. Unless Wienen can get away, you got to figure Hetrick will get up in there and make a race of it. Oh, Janusa hung up in those ruts, and that was actually fast. About as well as you can get through there. Look at Wienen. He is pulling away. Haven't seen many people able to put it to Joel Hetrick probably over the last 4 or 5 seasons when it comes to pure speed. But on a track like this, especially with those huge whoops, Wienen goes about 6'4", man, and he has so much leverage. He can get so far off the back of that machine. I don't know if Hetrick's going to be able to track him down in this one. Yeah, these are Chad's conditions for sure. And he has gotten away. So looking to not only get the points lead, but pad it. Bryce Ford, I think this is Hogue here, about to have a battle for 4th. Yeah, see, Hetrick just cannot get into those rollers as quickly as Wienen has. Rare that you see that. Someone's got the speed on Hetrick. I'd say 9 times out of 10, he's the fastest guy. Just needs to avoid the bad luck most of the time. Like the engine problems he had in our last race. What is going on here? Wolf is off the racetrack, getting back on and then making a pass. Wild action through the pack at RedBud, but up front, Hedrick might have a battle on his hands. Thomas Brown continues to charge. Bryce Ford in a battle with Alan Myers and Hogue. What happened to Hogue there? This race getting crazy. ATV Motocross on MAV TV is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMC and by CST Tires. Chad Wienen putting the power down and pulling away from the rest of the field today. Bryce Ford has been in an incredible battle throughout this moto. Battling it out with Alan Myers and Brandon Hogue. Looks like they have now both cleared Hogue. There's Myers, there's Ford, there's Hogue. And no one able to answer Wienen's speed today. Tough break, Noah Mickelson. That machine has let go. Well, Joel Hedrick has spoken about consistency the last few years, and he's going to have to settle for second in this one and just do some points racing. Of course, he'd like to make up ground on Wienen if possible, but if it's not there, he's going to have to settle for it. Wienen is just on fire today. It's Nick Janusa. I think he's rolling up on the back of Hogue. And there it is, those rollers. Man. Wienen has always been something special through terrain like that. Brogan Geyer now out. Janusa has a shot at Hogue here, who got sideways. See if he can use the outside. Nope, put him in the bad line, so he couldn't make that pass as he would have wanted to. Now he's working the inside as they head to the Rocco's Leap. Hogue a better drive. No, little mistake on that roller. I think that's the pass. Yep, Janusa makes it happen. Rider out of New Jersey, taking over the 6th place spot. So, man, Hogue got maybe his best start ever, but it has not been his best moto ever. You know, he'd like a do-over there, because I think he has podium speed. Another rider out, 55, Logan Stanfield. That's how rough this track is. Brown not giving up in pursuit of the 2nd place rider Hedrick as time is running out here at RedBud. There it is, 1 lap to go for the Wienen Motorsports rider. Looks like Janusa trying to make a run here for the top 5 late in this first of 2 motos. Man, this is an impressive ride from Chad Wienen. And using that long, lanky frame to leverage that Yamaha, get it to drive out of the rough stuff. Being tall, not always an advantage, but it is on a track that's really rough like this. Just a lot of room for that machine to move around underneath him, as you can see. And Wienen has always made his money in the whoops. If the track has deep whoops, like here, some seasons we go to Millville, Minnesota, it's got a whoop section that actually is the model of what they just went through. They actually built a whoop section here to look just like that one. That is where Wienen has always been fast, and it was no exception today. Moto 1, no problem. Chad Wienen the win on the Wienen Motorsports Maxxis Yamaha, the Phoenix Racing Elka suspension. Maxxis ride of Hedrick takes 2nd. We get ready to prepare for Moto number 2. Quick turnaround, and again, there was a rough one, so we'll see who's recovered best as we get set for Moto 2. Bryce Ford, fastest in qualifying, has himself a whole shot here. So like with Hogue in Moto 1, let's see what he can do with the start. Hedrick, Brown, Wienen. No, Wienen now makes the move on Brown to take over 3rd here on lap 1. And Hedrick is already putting the clamps on Ford. Oh, Hedrick a little off the track. Brown fighting back on Wienen. See Janusa with the Rocky Mountain ATVMC cam buried a bit. And Wienen's going to do it again in the whoops. Hedrick gave it a run, got sideways. And just like that, Wienen to the number 2 spot and putting the pressure on your leader. And Ford looks back and sees it's now Wienen behind him. Those are not the three riders that you want to see: Wienen, Hedrick, and Brown. It is about to get serious for Bryce Ford. A very motivated Chad Wienen right behind him. Look at this, Thomas Brown almost made the move on Hedrick. Oh, Wienen, does he have it on the outside? Could be the outside of the next corner, then the inside here. And that's it, Chad Wienen to the lead. Didn't even need the whoops to do it. He is in the zone today. So Wienen to the lead. Brown has gotten around Hedrick. He's looking for second as we head to the whoop section. Brown gets it done. Joel Hedrick gonna have to dig deep in this one as rivals are getting away. With Chad Wienen on fire here at RedBud. ATV Motocross is brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATVMX and by CST Tires. This is the battle here at RedBud. Thomas Brown has caught the leader. Joel Hedrick is trying to go with him. Hedrick makes the move here on Bryce Ford. That'll put him up to third. Oh, Brown did not get all the way over that tabletop. That's going to slow him up. Oh, man. Nick Janusa showing you just how tough these whoops are. He's right behind Hogue. As they hit the tabletop themselves, it's hard to get all the way over. So we're back to the usual top three. Although you know Joel Hedrick not going to be happy to be third out of that group. And he has responded. He is going after Brown now for second. Check back in this Janusa and Hogue battle. This is 5th and 6th. Janusa gonna make it happen. Oh, 2 motos today with bike problems for Stanfield. This track eating them up. Unless you're this guy. Wienen is gone. He has left Brown and Hedrick behind, but they're still battling. Wheel to wheel. And Hedrick has made the pass, so he's just going to maximize his haul today, take the 2-2, and minimize the damage to Wienen, who is just untouchable on this day. And the big man from Galena, Illinois, got to be happy about it. Here's Ford, had that lead early, but just like Brandon Hogue, man, he has learned the edge at the front of the field. It's a fine one to ride on, especially when you have Wienen in the on switch like today. Even Hedrick's been hard pressed to keep up with him. And white flag is out. Wienen looking at the 1-1. 6 times he has been the series champ. He is becoming, dare I say it, the old guy of this class, and Hedrick broke through for the title a couple of years ago. Could have made it 2 in a row, then had bike problems in our final round. Wienen able to wrestle the title back. Then last year, Hedrick won it again and had the early lead this season. Whoa! And those whoops almost became Wienen's worst enemy after being his greatest ally, but not any easier on Hedrick. Here it is, Chad Wienen gonna bring this thing home, and he is pumped to get the 1-1. Title number 7 now becoming a realistic possibility as we're just past the halfway mark of this 2020 season. And Chad Wienen loves racing here in the Midwest, and he wins big. Let's talk to them.
Dude, honestly, my bike was working awesome with the JB Fox setup today, and this track was so rough that your setup was key, and man, we nailed it, and the good power with the Baldwin motor, performance tuning, and then put the CST tires with the traction on top of that, and we just had an awesome setup. I just needed to be able to hold that gas on a little bit more and move up that result a little bit, but ultimately, any day on the box with all these guys is a great day, and I'm super happy and stoked to be moving on and Another podium.
Battle with Thomas for second for probably, I don't know, a little over halfway. Just made the pass on him, put down some heaters after that, got away, and at that time Chad was probably 6 seconds ahead of me. I could see him, but you know, I was doing everything I could to put down the fastest laps at the point, so he was just pulling a little bit more than me, and you know, I didn't have anything left in the tank and I didn't want to crash out, so fell short on today. Got some work to do for sure, but we'll be at Lake Sugar Tree ready to go in a month. We got a big month break and I'm excited for it.
Leaving RedBud 1-1, great day. Starts were there all day, top 3 each time, and man, I had a mission today to try to get out of here with max points, and this track really suited me, and track was gnarly. I enjoyed every minute of it, and man, it's been a long time since I won one, and I'm just really blessed on our performance today and our team and everybody working so hard, and you know, here we go. Let's get ready for Virginia. We got a little bit of time off. We're going to enjoy this one and then get back to work here soon.
Here's a race recap brought to you by CST Tires. We had the young kids getting hole shots in this one. Brandon Hogue in the first moto. See what it's like when you don't get a good start. That's Janusa in the mid-pack. Quickly, things happen for Hogue. The established stars got around him, Ween into the lead. Hedrick and Brown right behind. Alan Myers did a good job behind those riders. And a good battle with Ford, Hogue, and Janusa right down to the end. Here's Janusa making a late race pass. Weenan just untouchable in that first moto, and that really set the tone. A lot of confidence for him, and I think everybody else knew they were probably racing for second. Bryce Ford, nobody told him that. He went for it right off the start. Janusa going to have to do work in mid-pack again. Definitely made it exciting to watch at the helmet cam. There's Ford in the lead. Weenan quickly around Hedrick and Brown. He went from 4th to 2nd on lap 1. And then the outside line take the lead from Ford. That's how rough this track was. Had to start moving around, find some smooth real estate. And Ford under pressure from Hedrick, who gets around. Late in the race, woo! Almost got away from Weenan, but the big man gathered it back in and has stretched his series points lead. We're headed to Virginia next. We'll see if Hedrick can strike back. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.